Hi guys, and welcome back to the Coby Show. My name is Coby. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you are enjoying the videos. I would really appreciate it. You can also stay up to date with me over on Instagram, which is just @CobyConnell, and it's the same over on Patreon, which is where you'll find all the full watch-alongs for all these movies, lots more content, and lots more film and TV reactions too. So hopefully I will see you over there. Now, today I'm watching Touching the Void from 2003. Now, all I know is the year, the title. I know it's a true story, I was told, and also I saw the poster, which is people climbing in snow and ice. So I grabbed this little beanie type hat to match the theme of the movie, hopefully. So we'll see. But I'm excited to jump in and check out what it's all about. So for the full watch along, head over to my Patreon. And with that, let's start touching the void. Wind and the breathing sound freezing already, and I can't see anything.
We climb because it's fun, and mainly it was fun, you know, and that's all we ever did. And we were fairly anarchic and fairly irresponsible, and we didn't give a damn about anyone else or anything else, and we just wanted to climb the world, and it was fun. It was just brilliant fun, and
it's not just a true story, it's a documentary.
Went wildly wrong, and then it wasn't.
In 1985, two young British friends, Joe Simpson and Simon Yates, traveled to a remote corner of Peru. Ambitious mountaineers, their aim was to conquer the unclimbed west face of the notorious 21,000-foot peak, Siula Grande. Their story has become part of mountaineering legend. Oh, God. Oh, but they're fine if they're making the movie. That's sort of like a little bit of a...
A friend of ours who'd done an amazing amount of climbing in South America had seen this face in the mid-70s. I think he said it would be a challenging day out.
These guys are crazy.
It was the last big mountain face in this range of mountains that hadn't been climbed.
And to climb a place that hasn't been climbed?
What's so compelling is stepping into that unknown.
Yeah, I was told true story, but documentary is one extra level up, you know? It's the real people. Let's go.
We wanted Richard because when we were on the mountain, if he was at base camp, he could look after our kit.
I got to know Simon quite well. I don't know whether it was because of his personality or whether it was because he was more forgiving towards me, being a non-climber in that environment. But I found it very hard to get to know Joe.
I was much more ambitious about doing it than Simon was.
Oh, so yeah, that's all of them. Well, that lowers. I was all like, ah!
We knew a number of expeditions had failed on
They're
it.
all...
If no one had tried, it wouldn't be quite the same. It was the fact that people had tried and had failed. So we knew it was hard. And my feeling was, well, we'll just do it. We're better than them.
I do feel like it lowers the stakes though, right? Because you're like, oh, they're all doing their pieces to camera, so they either climbed it or they didn't, but they're fine.
It's a very committing way of climbing because you have no line of retreat. If something goes wrong, it can be very, very serious.
The size of stuff.
There's no rescue, there's no helicopter rescue, and there's no other people.
So this is cool because...
If you get badly hurt, you'll probably die.
This is cool because these guys are not filming while they're climbing, so this is footage to go with it, which I appreciate because it's like a movie and a documentary.
I sort of thought, you know, Christ, it's big. It looks harder than I expected, but I was excited.
Yeah, see, that's not them. Oh, that's cool. So they got people like playing them, telling their story, so we get to live it like a theatrical film. And then back it up with all the facts from the real dudes.
Start doing it. It's brilliant. This is what we live for.
This is just the start of the mountain already. It's just terrifying. And that's on a nice sunny day too. They're lucky.
I love the actual movement of climbing. So when you're climbing well, it just feels brilliant. It's like a combination between ballet and gymnastics. It's that mixture of power and grace.
For me, mountains are the most beautiful places in the world. When I go into these places, I feel an amazing sense of space, an amazing sense of freedom when I get away from all of the clutter.
Oh, they seem like really kind of just nice, earnest guys. So who's meant to be who? The blue one? Gee.
I think we surprised ourselves at the speed. We got up the ice field, it's about 1,000 foot, and got up to a point where the ice is running through rock bands and you've got vertical cascades.
You're hanging on by like a nail, like one of those little hooks. Dude.
You are tied to your partner. It means that you put an immense amount of trust in someone else's skill and ability. But at some point, you might be thinking, for God's sake, Simon, don't fall here. For God's sake, don't fall here.
Because you just pull the other person off, but it's also a security thing. You can help the other person.
Rather than save your life, you kill you. If your mate falls off and all his gear rips out, you're dead. You're going to go with him.
What I just said. It's like I'm a professional climber. It's beautiful, though.
At altitude, you dehydrate enormously. You have to drink a lot of fluid, 4 or 5 litres a day. And the only way you can get it is by melting snow.
But that's cool.
To make a single brew at that altitude takes a very long time. You're perhaps looking at an hour just to make a couple of cups. For that reason, we perhaps didn't brew up as much as we should have done. But we didn't have an awful lot of spare gas with us either.
I'm scared and tense watching it from the chair, and I know they're okay. Like, this is so intense already, and I'm 5 minutes in.
Very, very strenuous to climb ice like that.
Yeah.
Not only is it technically difficult and unstable and frightening, but your heart is going like nosebleeds because of the altitude.
But the rope is only tying them to each other. It's not helping them climb in any way. They're both just climbing up, you know, with no help.
It was now got very cold indeed. 20,000, 20,500 feet. It was windy and it started snowing, and it meant that the whole face was pouring with powder snow avalanches.
That's so high. I've jumped out of a plane at that. Like, that's high. It's crazy because this is not the footage of them, but it feels like it with their narration. It's great. But then if it starts to get
Carried on
dark.
way after it got dark.
I was getting extremely cold because I was just sitting still while Simon was trying to climb. You know, I was getting near hypothermic. And you just knew that if you just carried on, regardless, it was going to go tits up. So we dug a snow cave.
I hope day 3 actually looked like that, all sunny. Do most days like start off nice like that, and then at night they turn blizzardy? Or could it be awful all through the day too, I'm sure?
In good weather,
yeah.
We actually
Right.
saw what we've been trying to climb.
Dude.
It was this Andean nightmare of flutings of the finest powder gorged out by snow falling down, meringues and mushrooms.
It does look like meringue!
I don't know the physics that it explains why powder snow can stay on such steep slopes. In the Alps, it would just slide off.
Right. This looks like a carving.
We were actually scared that we would get to an impasse where we couldn't climb any further up.
And then what? You just go back down?
We wouldn't be able to get back down what we'd already climbed.
Oh.
We were climbing ourselves into a trap.
So then what? I'm freaking out.
And so it was a great relief that by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we got onto the North Ridge and off the west face. And we vowed that we didn't want to go near Andean flutings again.
Just so alone, though. Like, didn't he say something about how a helicopter couldn't come even if you wanted it to?
I was knackered. I remember thinking, oh, sod the summit, we've done the face, and I think I can't really be bothered to go all the way up there. And then we thought, well, hang on now, you know, we have come all this way, we might as well stand on the top.
So they did it. That's the end goal.
It's all the way down, isn't it?
I mean, it's magical, but it's terrifying. But my God, is it magical? I get obsessed when it snows outside in the street and it looks pretty. It's another world.
Already the clouds are coming in from the east, big clouds.
Look how deep that is when they're stepping in the snow.
Vertical on the west side with the cornices overhanging the west side, and on the east side, steep flutings running down 3,000 feet below us.
I feel sick.
It was a shock, really, and it was quite dangerous, and it all got a bit, it seemed to have got a bit out of control, really, at that stage of things.
The music and the cinematography is great, though,
We were in a whiteout. We couldn't see anything.
because I'm on tender hooks. Like, I'm on the edge of my seat, even though they made it to the top and they're making a movie, but you're still like...
Then we got like a little break in the cloud, and I saw the ridge, so I started climbing back up to it.
Make the cave again. Just wait it out. No? Make the cave.
I didn't know because of the side of the ridge I was on, but it was actually an enormous cornice, an overhang of snow and ice, and I was walking up over the top of it.
Oh my God. My skin just all went funny.
Looking down, as all this snow and ice then fell away from me down the west side of Siula Grande. You know, I got back up on the ridge and I shouted down to Joe that I'd found the ridge, you know, like, I said, "Oh, I found the ridge, Joe."
Really? Like, they're cracking jokes?
But by the time it got dark, we were still very high, still at 20,000 feet. And that night, as we made a brew, the gas ran out.
He just said they thought they were going to just make it back that day. They could have just got home back to base in one day, ideally.
It was pretty obvious the following morning that we'd descended the worst part of the ridge. And I was pretty confident that we'd get back down to the base camp that day. I thought at that stage it was pretty much in the bag, I suppose, the whole climb.
I feel like it's not.
And suddenly there was this vertical wall bisecting the ridge. I had to sort of get down on my hands and knees, hammer both my axes into the ice at the top, and then lower myself off the ice cliff.
Oh, it's so scary. I'm so impressed.
Just a strange sound. So I thought, well, I'll take it out, make a good placement, because I just wanted to put bomber dead solid axe placements in all the way down.
And they know what they're doing. They are even hearing for sound. Did his leg break?
The impact drove my lower leg straight through my knee joint. As the bone went into my femur, it split the tibial plateau straight off and carried on up.
Oh. Where's Simon?
And I just thought, I can't have broken my leg. If I broke my leg, I'm dead.
Huh. Does Simon even know?
I knew that meant that Simon was coming towards me.
When he first fell, I thought it was going to be the thing of one falling and pulling the other one down. But he didn't fall very far. I mean, still far enough to break that leg badly.
I brought my hand out and there was no blood on it. And the pain had gone down a little bit. And I thought maybe I was being a bit wet,
Is being in the cold good for the break? Maybe, like, keeping it not swelling? I don't know.
I felt all the bone go and all grating and everything, and I knew it was broken then.
Sort of terror, really, lots of things in this single look.
And he said, "Are you okay?" I think it did occur to me to say, "Yeah, I'm fine." I think I said, "No, I've broken my leg."
Oh, immediately, I mean, I just doom, really. I thought, oh, God, like we're stuffed.
It's life and death, though.
If he slips off the side of the mountain now, then I can just clear off, and leave him and get myself down, and I won't have to have all the hassle of trying to deal with him and with the situation we're in.
Incredibly honest.
It was almost as if he knew what this meant. He knew that, and I knew that he was going to have to leave me. I mean, he could have said something like, "I'm just going to go and get some help," and I'd have gone, "Right, yeah," because I knew there wasn't any help. It would have been an easy way for him to say it. I mean, I didn't think we really seriously thought there was any choice.
That's what you have to do, right? That's why he was saying he hoped you just slipped, or not hope.
Is one of them dead, or are both of them dead? Even if one of them's dead, not which one do I want to be dead, but if one comes back, who do I want it to be?
I think you wanted it to be Simon. You said before you liked him.
I guess it would have been Simon.
There you go. We knew that already.
I calmed down a bit and, managed to sort of focus myself again to think about how we were going to get, or how I was going to get him down the mountain. I couldn't really get anchors to lower him from, but it didn't matter. What I did was cut a bucket in the snow.
Oh my God.
And I sort of lay down between his legs.
And just do 300 feet at a time.
Simon started lowering me.
I'd lower him 1 rope length.
I would stand on my left leg, my good leg, so that I could get the weight off the rope. It gave him enough slack to be able to unclip the rope, clip it back to himself, and lower me the remaining 150 feet.
But he also Simon has to be really secure in his little nook there that he dug out, right? Like, you gotta be so...
Reasonably secure. And I down climbed to join him, and we'd repeat the process again.
And Simon was trying to lower me fast, and it meant that my foot kept jabbing in.
The broken bone.
He had to do it this fast, he had this, he hadn't got a choice. And he was very grim-faced. I remember looking at him, wondering if he was pissed off with the whole thing.
Fast? He has to do it fast because of the day running out of light? Something like that?
With hands that were frozen. What he did was quite extraordinary. And I've never heard of any single-handed mountain rescue like that.
Wow. So he was like, the rule is to leave the person, not rule, but I mean, that's what most people would do. And he saved him.
I don't know what the wind chill factor was, but it would be like -80 or something like that.
I'd lost a pint and a half of blood into my leg. It was a point where we should have dug a snow cave and taken shelter, got in our sleeping bags and made a hot brew and rehydrated.
Why didn't you?
We couldn't, because we'd run out of gas.
And we just lost control at this point because we couldn't dig a snow cave and risk getting trapped by a storm that didn't break.
Oh, this is horrible. You would just break they're doing amazing. I would just like break, you know? I don't think I'd be there in the first place though, really.
We were virtually down.
They say stuff like that in past tense and then you feel like...
And I started this lower thinking maybe, after this we will have one more and...
See? It sounds positive.
And suddenly it all got hard under my elbows, like icy, and it got steeper. So I'd gone down a slope and then it suddenly gets steeper, and I just was full of alarm.
He's just going straight. Oh, he can't.
I was screaming at Simon to stop as loud as I could, and he just couldn't hear me.
I did notice that more weights came onto the rope, but didn't really think a lot about this. And I just thought, well, he's going over some steeper ground.
And I looked down, and I'd glimpsed that there was a big drop underneath me. I was horrified to discover what I'd gone over.
He's just hanging over nothing.
There was a large crevasse directly under the cliff, about 80 feet below me.
Just a hole to hell.
I was trying to get my axes to see if I could to reach this wall that was out there. I think it's almost as I started to try and do that, I started being lowered again. And I was thinking, Christ, don't do it, because I knew that there wasn't enough rope to get me to the bottom. And if I couldn't get my weight off the rope, he couldn't disconnect the rope to get it on the other side. And I knew all this.
So
I carried on lowering him until I reached the knot, then tugged at the rope. My signal to him to take the weight off the rope.
At least he's not going to undo it because he's never going to be able to take the weight off. He's holding his whole weight, his whole friend's weight. He can't do that forever. This does not make me want to be a mountain climber.
I knew that the only way out of this is if I could climb up the rope.
No! What are you doing?
I had 2 Prosic loops. The Prosic loops are thin cords of rope, and if you use a special twisting knot on the rope, you can slide it up the rope and pull on it.
And then the weight holds itself.
Now, if you've got another one tied above it, you slide that one up, stand in this loop that's now higher.
Why did he take his gloves off to do that, though? My hands are frozen solid outside here at the moment. Why would he take the gloves?
This fiddly bloody rope. It's just hard to describe how I couldn't do it because my fingers, I just couldn't feel the fingers at all. And I'd be like looking at it and trying to push the thing in and using it with my teeth and getting it round and getting it round.
I guess the gloves are even more constrictive, so he would have thought he had a little bit more dexterity.
My feet were cold. You know, I was very, very cold. And of course, you sat there, you don't warm up. It was a desperate position. Made worse by the fact I had no idea
What was happening?
it was taking him so long to get his weight off the rope. You know, there was no sensible explanation for it.
But wouldn't your brain be like, it's because he can't, whether it's because it's a sheer face or a nothing? Like,
I got one on and I clipped it to my chest because that would keep me upright, and I tried to put the other one on and I had real trouble with my hands. And I dropped the bloody thing and I watched it fall. I knew that I was stuffed then. I just thought, well, I can't climb the rope, you know. It's this idea that you can climb a rope hand over hand, you can't, you know, especially if your hands are frozen, you just can't do it.
but the thing is, he's fine. He's doing the movie, so I don't know why I'm so fearful, because they made it.
And I felt completely helpless and really angry.
It's a testament to good filmmaking, though, if you know the outcome and you're still invested. Like, I know they're okay, clearly. And I was finding myself then just freaking out.
I was struggling to maintain this seat, this sort of sugary seat that I was sat in the snow.
Oh.
I think psychologically I was beaten because there was nothing I could do. So I just hung on the rope and waited to die.
Oh, see, even though we know, it's living this feel.
And he really didn't know whether I was 10 foot off the ground, 1 foot off the ground, but he just didn't know. But he knew, I think, pretty certainly that he was going to die.
Because there was no way that I couldn't maintain my position where I was. Sooner or later, I was going to be pulled from the mountain.
Oh my God.
And I managed to unzip the top pocket with one hand and get the penknife out.
He's gonna cut it. Oh my God, how are these guys alive? Didn't Joe just get dropped into the hell hole that we saw before?
It took a long time to warm myself up. And really, I didn't properly, I guess. I had a very, very cold night.
They have no gas. How do you warm yourself up? You're in your snow cave.
To the point where I felt I could smell the water in the snow around me. I felt that very strongly. It was quite a strange thing.
But you can't melt it. Can't you just put a little bit of the powdery snow in your mouth? Isn't that still hydrating you? A little? These guys. Oh my God.
I didn't know what had happened. What I'd landed on wasn't flat, it was sloped on each side, and I was sliding in the dark.
Oh, I think my heart would just stop.
I think I must have fallen about 150 feet in total. I was pretty surprised to be alive.
Yeah. And he's dealing with the pain of his leg as well? How?
I felt very unnerved, very, very vulnerable. If I'd landed 2 or 3 feet further to the right, I would have just gone down this huge...
Ah!
I got this ice screw in.
For thousands of feet, right? Just into the center of the world.
Nearly impossible to get out of.
But he didn't think it would be impossible, just nearly impossible.
But I always felt sure he was dead. And it didn't mean anything, really. I just thought, if I pull on this rope, it'll come tight on his body, because he would have flown off the cliff.
Nah, he cut you, dude. He cut you loose.
Lying dead there, like a counterweight, the rope would have come back up and then dropped into the crevasse. So I thought, if I pull on this rope, it'll come tight in his body. And he just kept coming, and kept coming, and kept coming.
See the cut. He'll see the cut. It didn't fray apart. It's a slice. It's a neat cut. Oh well.
You know, as soon as I saw it, I knew it had been cut.
Oh.
Looking at where I was, it's an awful prospect. You know, you don't die of a broken leg.
How are you alive to do this film?
It was dark, and It began to get to me.
And it'd be darker than that, you know, but blacked out isn't going to work for the movie, but it would be darker than that. Whoa.
I felt very, very alone.
Yeah.
And I was very scared. I was also, I was 25, you know, I was fit. I was super ambitious. And this was the first trip we'd been on. I wanted to climb the world, and it just didn't seem, this hadn't been part of our game plan.
Oh, yeah, right. It was like 85 or something. No, they said. Oh, so they made this long after.
I think that I pretty much was thinking that I wasn't going to get out.
Stupid! Stupid! Stupid!
Is that going to help him? Is the echo going to help him somehow? Or the anger?
As a climber, you should always be in control. You know, you have to be in control.
Oh. Now you could have trackers on you, would be GPS located, you can find somebody. There's whole other things in place, right? Not 40 years ago.
I thought I was, I'd be tougher than that.
Hey, you're freaking tough. They're so honest in this. I love it. Oh my God. This is like a don't ever climb PSA.
It was getting lighter, so it was 5 or 6.
How are you alive?
I started screaming Simon's name again.
Simon!
There's just a horrible feeling of dread. By this stage, I strongly felt that Joe had been killed the previous day, and that now I was going to die as some sort of form of, you know, retribution. But rather than just sit here, you know, feeling sorry for myself or whatever, I'll get on with it and I'll die on the way down.
This poor guy has so much guilt about what he did too, and he had to.
So I skirted around this area of steeper ground.
Do you now see where Joe would have gone flying off of, though?
As I abseiled down, I could see this overhanging ice cliff, which is what I had lowered him over.
There we go.
So I knew that he'd have actually been hanging in space, which is the reason he couldn't get his weight off the rope. 30 feet wide and just bottomless from where I was looking at it.
Look at the skin, the burn, the lips. Their faces look so sore.
Because I was desperately thirsty. And he would have been. And he would have wanted to get down and get water. And he would have wanted to find me.
Now, I did stop and pause, and I shouted across into the crevasse. I yelled and yelled and yelled, Joe, Joe. And I suppose, again, you know, with the benefit of hindsight, you know, after I got off the rope, I should have gone and looked into the crevasse to see where he was, you know.
But you didn't.
To be quite honest, the thought didn't occur to me at that time. I was just convinced he was dead.
Not even a look? Like a little peek?
Simon!
Ooh, Simon guy is like being real, though, by admitting that. Their faces.
As a devout Catholic, I'd long since stopped believing in God. I always wondered if things really hit the fan, whether I would, under pressure, turn around and say, you know, a few Hail Marys and say,
Save me, help me.
no, and I really do think that when you die, that's it. There's no afterlife. There's nothing.
That's okay, too.
And I was thinking, how could I climb out of here?
I thought Simon was gonna throw a rope down and find him and save him. Oh, he's using his broken leg. He has to.
I couldn't just clear off and leave the camp. For one thing, I didn't know anything about them except for their first names, Joe and Simon.
Crossing a glacier is very, very dangerous on your own because there are crevasses in the ice and the snow covers them. Fortunately, I managed to find a faint outline of our tracks from when we walked in.
How? With all the snow that fell?
Off the glacier, I realised that I was going to get down and I was going to get out of it. You know, I was going to live.
I feel like he has a lot of guilt, and I feel bad for him.
You've got to make decisions. You've got to keep making decisions, even if they're wrong decisions. If you don't make decisions, you're stuffed.
I think I stopped breathing for a minute.
My only chance was to lower myself deeper into the crevasse. I didn't know what I would find down there. I was just hoping there might be some way out.
We're just gonna go down? more instead? That's the plan?
And I really struggled to make that decision. I was so scared of going deeper.
He tried up first, right? And he just couldn't do it on his leg. Either leg. But I guess if you think you're going to die anyway...
The other option was just to sit there, blindly hoping that somehow it might get better. And I just knew it wasn't going to get better.
But what could possibly be down? I guess I don't understand. I don't know. Because in a way, you're still going down the mountain, but just inside?
I was horrified at the thought it was just empty down there.
Oh. Oh, this is shot so well, though, because I feel like it's full documentary. I'm forgetting that it's half-half, because it's reenactment without feeling like reenactment. You brave, brave man.
And, you know, I thought, Jesus, this is big.
Like, you can go down and potentially out? Because in my head, I'm thinking down is just deeper inside and covered.
There are all these sorts of thoughts swirling around in my mind. Guilt, worry, thinking about how on earth am I going to explain this to Joe's parents, my friends, to Richard. The thought did cross my mind that maybe I could think of a decent story that would make me look better.
He's just in a t-shirt now. The weather conditions really do change. Oh, 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 his face.
Really, the only image that sticks in my mind from all the time in Peru is seeing this figure. And it was fairly close before I could see who it was.
As we walked back to the camp, I told him the whole story of what had happened. He wasn't in the slightest bit judgmental about me or...
No, he loves you. He wanted you to come back.
I must have lowered myself about 80 feet from where the ice screw was at the bridge.
Oh, that's not crazy. Not that it was going hundreds of feet.
It seemed to be in the base of a crevasse that was shaped like a big hourglass. To the ceiling was probably about 160 feet. I think it's as big as St. Paul's Dome in scale. I remember looking down and there was just solid snow. And I thought, this is the bottom of the crevasse.
Is it?
About 50 feet away from me, there was a slope leading up. And right at the top, there was this sun coming through this hole. And it was shining, just this big beam of sunlight coming in. This was the way out I'd been looking for.
Oh my God.
I remember thinking, whoa, I can climb that slope. I bloody well will climb that slope.
Because that's not too steep.
I started crawling across on my stomach.
His endurance and perseverance and determination.
If I break through, I'll never be able to get across to this slope.
And that was my way out.
So he's on like a thin fake bottom that could break away to nothing. That's what I thought the whole inside was to nothing. I didn't know he'd have a little window out here. I guess he, being a mountaineer.
I thought, right, I'm on it. This is solid now.
And a climber and all of this knew that there was a chance of there being something if you go down. I was like, why is he going down to just go deeper and deeper? Oh my God, he just saved himself.
Your legs hopped up, they both came down together. I would try and get into a body position so that my left foot went in first.
With the broken femur and the...
Broken leg. I'd feel the displacement go, the bone move.
This guy's a machine. I mean, like... I thought that Simon was gonna save him. This guy Joe just saves himself? But if Simon hadn't done that whole first part of lowering him down, right? The 300 by 300 by 300 for that whole day, he would have been right up the top still. Oh my God.
And it was a bright, sunny day.
Shut up.
I was lying on the snow, just laughing. That was the relief of getting out of that place.
You did it, dude, by yourself. Simon's footsteps.
And I then looked at the glacier and I thought, well, you haven't even started, mate. It's miles, and on really bad ground.
It's miles.
And I think I was contemplating just sitting there because I was coming at this having done the most serious climb of my life. You come down safe from a climb like that, you'd be exhausted for days. You just eat and drink and sleep. I'd just come out of that, badly broken a leg. I was in great pain. I was highly dehydrated. I had no food, and I was looking at trying to do that. There's just no way. There's just no way you're physically going to do that.
But you did.
And then it occurred to me that maybe I should set definite targets.
This guy.
Look at things and think, right, if I can get to that crevasse over there in 20 minutes, that's what I'm going to do. If I got there in 18 minutes, I was like, 22 or 24 minutes, I was upset almost to the point of tears, and it became obsessive.
I have no words.
I think I knew the big picture of what was happening to me, and what I had to do was so big I couldn't deal with it.
I wonder if all the ice and snow, like I said before, it did sort of prevent his leg from getting super, I don't know, infected, if the blood was pooling inside his leg or, you know, swelling, causing problems. It kept it kind of frozen and progressing at a slower rate of injury from it. Are his fingers gone? Like frostbite on the ends?
I stayed on Time's tracks, and they were weaving around over humps and past obvious crevasses and stuff. I thought, well, unless I come to a hole with his body in the bottom of it, you know, these tracks will lead me through the minefield of crevasses.
Wow, he gave him that. This guy just pulls himself all the way home. No, you're home. Like, it's the home stretch. He hasn't eaten or drank anything for days. Can't you die if you don't have water for 3 days? Air for 3 minutes, water for 3 days, food for 3 weeks or something. That's how you can die. No air for 3 minutes, no water in 3 days, or no food for 3 weeks, something like that.
I could see Simon's tracks were filling in. They were my lifeline.
I cannot believe this guy lowered himself down and pulled himself out and is now pulling himself all the way to base.
I was frightened, and I was just trying to see Simon's tracks.
Come on, another nice day to make it easier. A little easier, anyway.
In the morning, it was a bright, sunny day. All the tracks had gone. And I started quite early. And every now and then I had to stand up on one leg and look around to try and see the way, and then sit down again and shuffle along.
Yeah, you can't even go a direct path if you wanted to. Like, then it got too thin up there.
Ice running down, and then I could see rocks.
Rocks is good, we're done with snow, we're done with ice.
It was probably me that brought up the subject of leaving, partly because I was worried about Simon. I just felt it was best to get as far away as possible from where it had happened.
I didn't want to leave immediately. You know, I felt I needed a day or two just to collect my thoughts and to regain some strength, really.
I'm so glad they didn't leave.
Spent a long time washing myself.
This guy's emotional trauma from this, and both of these guys.
Get the remnants of the mountain out of my system, really.
Is Joe just gonna roll down to right here? Oh my God, I'm exhausted. Woo! Is that what his vision is like?
I was desperately thirsty because it doesn't matter how much snow you eat, you just can't get enough water into your system. And I saw the rocks, and I knew how big these boulders would be and how far it was. And that was the first time that I really thought about whether I could get the distance.
Don't you feel a little invincible at this point? Like, you've come this far. Now there's a few boulders. You're like, I got this.
I knew that I couldn't crawl over these rocks. They were just too big and jumbled. And that the only way to do it was to try and hop. So I knew I was going to fall a lot.
This guy's so brave and so tough, and so resilient. I wonder if you would become desensitized to the pain slowly. Like, you keep falling, you know it's for survival, you know it's for your life, that you keep going, and that pain Does it hurt the same every fall, or does it hurt less and less? Oh.
I've fallen virtually every hop, and it's just like having your leg broken every time. And I remember looking back at where I'd come from. It was 25 yards, and it had taken ages, and the pain just to go that 25 yards.
You poor, poor guy.
And I do like to have things my way, and things were seriously not going my way over these days.
This guy's incredible.
I'd look at a rock and then I'd go, right, I'll get there in 20 minutes.
Once I decided I was going to get that distance in 20 minutes, I bloody well was going to do it.
Yeah, I would have had a heart attack when I was swinging in that little loose part.
And I'd think I'll just lie a bit longer, and they think, no, you've got to get there. You've only got 10 minutes left. You've only got 10 minutes left.
I can't believe it.
It seemed like there was a very cold, pragmatic part of me that was saying, you have to do this, this, and this if you're going to get there.
But that part of you saved your life. Oh, phew.
Come on, keep moving, keep moving. Right, get up and do it again. It was almost like a voice or a separate part of me telling me to do something. Very uncaring. No acknowledgement of the fact that I might be tired or hurt or anything like that.
Yeah, but matter of fact, but saved you. Saved you. Listening to that part of you saved you. I don't know who could do this.
And the other part of me, my mind anyway, just was sort of like looking around and absorbing things. And as the hours went, and certainly as the days started to go, it became weirder and weirder.
He's just keeping on going. I gotta know, did these guys ever climb again? I'm sure they'll tell us, right? Like they do the wrap up of where they are today or whatever. But I wonder if this experience for people that loved climbing, after this, would you keep doing it? Or was this put the end to it?
I was very, very, very thirsty, very dehydrated. And the agonizing thing is all these boulders, these moraines, are on top of the glacier. And you could hear water running all the time. I'd fall over an ox and I'd hear water and I'd...
Because he wants actual water, not snow that he's still been eating.
Couldn't find it, couldn't get it. And it was driving me mad.
And also, if Simon had have left when the other guy suggested he should have...
About his health, because his fingertips were still quite bad.
Ooh.
And I just felt it wasn't a place to be lingering in.
See?
We just started getting ready to leave in the morning.
Oh. I was just about to say it's so good that they didn't leave because they're closer, right? When's the next
I did eventually collapse amid the rocks.
point of people?
My leg was very painful, it was agony. It was the first night, I think, it hadn't stormed. It didn't snow on me and didn't rain. And I could see the stars. I can remember lying on my back for what seemed endless periods of time, staring at the stars. This weird sensation that I'd lain there, conscious, for centuries, for lifetimes.
Becoming part of the rocks and part of where I was never going to move from.
The story, a week of this. Because it all happened the first day. They got up first day, right? It all happened straight away.
The sun came up and it started to warm me, and I thought it'd be just so nice to just lie there, not move, and then it won't hurt. And Christ, I got so close to doing that.
No.
I genuinely believed that I wouldn't make the distance, and I also believed that I was going to die, and I sort of acknowledged it in a very matter-of-fact way.
How far is he though now? How far from where they are?
If you didn't think it was going to be of any good, I think that it was that loneliness, that sense of being abandoned, was there all the time. I didn't crawl because I thought I would survive. I think I wanted to be with somebody when I died.
That's him feeling so weak that he thinks even if he got to people, he'll just die anyway. Are they burning Joe's clothes? Maybe he's...
Symbolic act to say goodbye to him, really, in my own mind, you know, by doing that.
I don't know. It's also very cover up a murder. Maybe his family wanted his clothes and things. the last things he had and was wearing, and wow. That's his first water. But that's very muddy. How far is he?
And it was just like putting fuel in. I could feel myself immediately just getting stronger.
Because he hasn't peed in days. Right? Because he's been so dehydrated. Oh my God. Water, isn't it? Oh. Ah, these guys.
I kept wetting myself, and I can remember actually quite liking the sensation, the warmth.
The warmth.
You didn't have any dignity. You didn't care whether you were brave or weak or anything. You just became almost nothing. It was strange.
He's having this like completely spiritual experience, but so unfamiliar with anything in that kind of realm that it's interesting hearing him talk about hearing this sort of voice and feeling these things, and it's quite cool seeing him kind of rationalize it.
That it was Simon and Richard. They were up above me, and they were just following on, and I carried on crawling down, utterly convinced that they were wandering along behind me.
Now he's getting like delirious.
And I think I persuaded myself that they were just following on because they didn't want to embarrass me because I'd peed myself and I was crying.
He's making up these whole scenarios.
I don't know how long it lasted, maybe about an hour. I totally believed it, and then suddenly it was like popping a bottle.
How far is he?
They weren't there.
And I felt utterly shattered. It was about 4 o'clock when I reached the lake.
And that's where Simon was just bathing before?
It was the first time I thought it, and I thought, I'm going to make the distance. I can actually make the distance.
Dude, you can do anything.
I knew it got dark at 6, and I thought, I've got to get there. And I was trying to do it as fast as possible.
This guy.
The rest of that afternoon, I was plagued by this dreadful feeling that they would have gone.
I can't get over what he has accomplished.
And I sort of listened intently, hoping to hear a whistle or an answer, a cry back or something, and I didn't hear anything at all.
I wonder how loud he's actually screaming, because he'd have no strength, but...
And I spent a long time sat there crying, really, not sure what to do, and I thought about getting in my sleeping bag. For some reason, it just seemed a bit of a pathetic way to end things, just in a sleeping bag.
Oh, you have come so far! This guy's amazing.
I stopped looking at the watch, and everything just started to go apart.
He's getting delirious. His mind is just going, he needs food.
I did have one time when I got a song going through my head by a band called Boney M. I don't really like Boney M's music.
Say that in the movie. Maybe it kept you going a couple extra minutes, hours, whatever. Is it the middle of the night?
And it just went on and on and on for hours. I found it very upsetting because I wanted to try and get out of my head, and I wanted to think of other things.
That maybe it was pushing you to just keep aggressively climbing and crawling.
I was thinking, bloody hell, I'm going to die to Boney M. I remember sometimes not waking up.
Oh, it's another night.
It was pitch black and snowing, and I'd think I was back on the glacier, or I'd think I was in a pub car park and I'd been beaten up again. And then I would just drift off again.
How many times has this guy been beaten up in a pub car park?
And very slowly I worked it out. I thought, I've crawled through the latrine area of our campsite. And I realised then that I was close to the tent.
Oh, I thought that meant that he had gotten to the campsite and they were gone. But they're still there for 4 days? Are they gonna be?
As I was shouting it, I thought, this is it. This is as far as this game goes. I'm not capable of going any further.
Simon!
It was I lost something.
Oh, but he's okay, so...
I woke up not knowing why, and was aware of this kind of strange atmosphere, could hear the wind howling.
They are there!
And started hearing something. It did slowly dawn on me that really the only thing it could be
It's Joe.
Joe outside shouting. But that was completely impossible.
Crazy. It's insane.
And then heard it again, much sharper, and it really sounded like somebody shouting, Simon. I kind of got in a panic that first it couldn't be Joe because Joe's dead. And then if he is out there, it's going to be this horrible thing. You know, it can't be a human being because no human being can possibly go through that and be outside the tent.
He did.
I was looking around, and then I saw this thing floating.
Floating. He's still so delirious.
Suddenly, I heard voices.
Joe, is that you?
I didn't really feel it was a human being out there.
Far out, man.
Up the stream bed from where these cries had come from, of about, you know, maybe 200 or 300 yards outside the camp, and there was Joe. I couldn't completely believe it until I actually saw him, but then it was still a little difficult to believe that because of the eerie night and the state he was in.
Simon!
Absolutely awful state. It was almost like he was a sort of ghost-like figure. It was like I had to sort of pinch myself almost to believe this was true, that this was really happening.
Help me. Oh, Joe!
Simon was... he was swearing a lot.
Richard! Lift him!
Why is Richard just not moving?
Lift his leg. Oh, fuck.
I remember that.
Insane.
That feeling of being held.
Insane.
Okay. I got it. You're safe.
Wow.
He, you know, thanked me for trying to get him down the mountain, for all that I'd done up to the point where I'd cut the rope, you know, and he...
This poor guy as well. They're so nice.
Those were the first words he uttered to me.
They both just went through so much, but Joe, my God.
Where are my trousers? We had to explain that we'd burnt his trousers, which made him quite angry.
Yeah, you burn all his clothes, you weirdos.
Kind of brought me back into life to some extent, realizing it was the same old Joe back again.
That guy does not like Joe. Joe lost 1/3 of his body weight during his ordeal. 2 years and 6 operations. Later, Joe climbed again. He continues to climb today. My God. Simon returned to England to face intense criticism from many in the climbing community for cutting the rope on his partner, and Joe has always staunchly defended him. No one has ever successfully repeated Joe and Simon's climb to the summit of Siula Grande. That's Joe on the left and Simon in the middle, and the other guy on the Michael, is it? Oh, he wrote a book about the whole thing first. I don't know why I'm so upset when everybody survived. It was just intense, you know, and just everything they went through. Oh, wow, there's Joe in hospital. So much emotion in that story, though. Like, I'm upset. I'm happy, obviously, that everybody survived, but it's just incredible. And I said it a million times in there, you know, Joe's perseverance, endurance, his stamina, his determination, his resilience. Like, what a survivor. What a strong guy, you know. I would not have been able to survive that. But again, I don't think I'd ever be there climbing it. But it was crazy. And because I didn't know it, I really thought I was already prepping to be touched by Simon saving him. Like when he cut it and then when he got down, I thought he was going to get him out. When Simon saw that crevasse and, you know, got down to that point, I really thought, okay, here comes the digging out Joe, saving his buddy. Let's go, you know. But that did not happen, and to not know how it was actually going to be okay was quite an amazing ride. And also for me to be so invested and so scared when really all three guys that were in the story, including the guy that stayed at base camp, you know, they were all in the pieces to camera. They were all in the making of the documentary footage. So you know that they survived. And as I mentioned in there, that is a testament to making a great film, because I was still so invested in the story and what would happen. And it's great on the actors that played the guys and the footage that they recreated, because, you know, a lot of that recreation footage, when you watch the true crime shows, reenactment, it doesn't hold the same gravitas and, you know, the same theatrical cinematic effect. It's always a little bit of like a hokey kind of, this will do as a reenactment. But that felt like watching an incredible movie, you know, like a scripted movie about it, not a doc, but then it also felt like you were watching their real documentary footage. So their narration along with the footage, it was the perfect partnership. I thought they did such a great job. Wow. I feel for them. I'm so impressed by Joe. Like, that guy's incredible. But I also feel so much for the Simon guy too. You know, it said he went back to face all this criticism for cutting the rope. But what was he supposed to do? Because he couldn't move. He had all of that man's weight on him, wedged in that little hole. And so what was he couldn't, there was no slack, right? There was literally nothing he could do. Correct me if I'm wrong. And if any of you out there are climbers, please explain that, because I understand people would have that sort of point of view in theory, but what was his alternative? You know, I would be more embarrassed by not even looking in the hole than cutting the rope, because when he got down there, he said, I didn't even look, it didn't come to my mind. I was like, really? But I thought they were all so honest about things that put them in a good light and things that were less flattering. So that was really impressive for it to be so raw and real. I thought it was phenomenal. Fantastic film. Fantastic film. So thank you so much for watching that with me. That was incredible. I loved it. And yeah, definitely not a mountain climber. I can say that for a fact. So I hope you guys had a good time watching that. I'll see you next time here on The Coby Show. My name's Coby. Bye.